What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today I am going to give a little bike check for you for the bike that I'll be racing at Trans Sierra Norte in Mexico next week. This thing is wicked. I've been riding this for all my enduro racing, and most of the trail riding I do, I ride this as well. It's just such a solid all-round bike. We'll just start up the front here. I'm running Vittoria Mazda tires. These are in the race enduro compound, 2.4, running that front and rear. Then we have the DVO Onyx D1 fork, 38mm stanchions, 70 psi in the air, and I've got 1 psi, 1 token in there as well. Then we have high and low speed compression. I'm running 3 clicks from open on the low speed, and I'm running 15 clicks from open on the high speed. Then we have the cockpit. I'm running the oak component stem, 42mm length. I have the bike yoke carbon handlebar in their slightly lower rise option. It's close to a 25mm rise, but they have a different way of measuring the rise, but it's the slightly lower option if you're looking. Then brakes, I have the SRAM Maven brakes. These things are just super solid and reliable and very powerful, which is handy on long stages especially, and steep trails. On these I've got the oak SR brake lever. This thing just adds even more sort of solidness to these brakes, gives it a nice feel because they're so stiff. It also has a nice shape, which just keeps your finger nice and snug there. You're not gonna have your finger fly off. It's got a nice hook at the end there, and some nice dimpling in there, so it's quite grippy too. For the grips, I'm actually running Marin's stock grips. These are the grips that will come on the bike. But yeah, I really like them. They're a good sort of diameter for me, and yeah, I just like the feel of them, so I run them. Then what have we got? We've got dropper post. I'm running bike yoke Revive dropper post and Sagma 3D printed saddle. This dropper post is definitely my favorite dropper post out there. Super lucky to be sponsored by them and be running this post. It's got a really nice feature where you can reset the post. If it has any sort of squish in it, you can just press it down, put a 4mm alligator in there, tweak it, and then you can reset it by pushing it down. So just keeps this thing lasting for ages, and it's also just like super light feel, so you're not trying to like push it down really hard. It's really smooth. I've got an oak components seat clamp to match the stem, which is super nice. Then for the shock, I've got the DVO Topaz Prime. This Prime adjuster has been huge. This is a new addition this year. Just allows you to adjust your compression on the fly, whereas before you'd have to get it retuned each time you wanted an adjustment to be changed. So that's nice when you go into new locations and you're riding new trails, or different trails. Like if you're riding at a bike park where it's super flowy, you might want to change your setup compared to if you're riding super janky, techy enduro trails. So yeah, I have this thing set up with 165 psi. It has the high volume air can upside down, which makes it more linear. I've been playing around with this air shock quite a bit with different tokens in it to try and get it to feel just how I want it. This bike's quite progressive, which is really nice. Means you can run a coil shock on it super easily, but having the air shock means I can change it more depending on where I'm riding, so that's why I'm running air shock. And it's also still really plush, so you're not really losing too much of the performance of a coil. But with this linear air can, it helps keep it nice and balanced with how progressive the frame is. Then I have, for the compression adjustments, I've got low speed on 3 clicks from open, and high speed is 5 clicks from open. Moving towards the back, we have Vittoria Mazda on the rear again, SRAM GX transmission drivetrain. This thing's just super reliable. I've not had to really touch it all apart from just charging the battery now and again when it gets low, but yeah, just works every time. I also hot wax my chain. This just helps. I find it just, because of the amount I'm riding, I ride a lot during the week for training, just helps keep the drivetrain lasting a lot longer. Obviously it is a bit more in-depth to get it set up to start with. If you've ever hot waxed your chain before, you'll know the faff you have to go through of cleaning everything perfectly. But once you've done it, it's nice and easy. You just dip your chain once every couple of weeks, and it just works and keeps it nice and clean. Then moving on up, as part of the drivetrain, I have the O-Chain R adjustable floating chain ring. This thing's super good for any pedal feedback. If I'm riding any like really fast downhilly style tracks, I'll just open that thing up and have more float, and that just keeps the bike feeling kind of more like a downhill bike. You just don't get any feedback through the pedals. With the O-Chain R, you have the adjustability, which means you can change it as you go. Like, you can go from fully locked out to 12 degrees of float, and normally I'm running that on either 6 degrees or 9 degrees, so kind of in the middle. But yeah, that's super helpful. I also have Crank Brothers Mallet DH pedals on there. They're just super solid. Like, you can pretty much clip into them backwards. I find myself doing that quite often. If I'm unclipped, I'll just whack my foot on top and then just slide it around until it clips in. So you can just carry on riding, which is nice. What else? Cranks are 170mm length, not super short, not super long. What else? Obviously the frame, don't think I've talked about it yet. I have the size large frame. I'm about 182 centimeters tall, like pretty much six foot, 6 foot on the dot. And I find this fits me pretty well. I have this with the full 29 setup and the long/low chainstay, which makes the bike feel really balanced in my opinion. And I have the headset. It's got an adjustable headset, which is set to plus 0.75. This just helps me keep my weight sort of centered and like on the front wheel a little bit. I like to ride kind of aggressively on the front if I can, just so that I can push into corners and know my front wheel is going to grip up. And by having the head tube slightly steeper than the neutral, it just yeah, it really helps with that. So that's nice. If any of you out there also have this bike, let me know in the comments how you have yours set up. I'd be interested to know how everyone else is setting up their Alpine trails. There's a lot of configurations you can have it in, so yeah, that'd be interesting. We also have the bare box storage in here. I just have the little bag that comes with the frame in there, and I have a multi-tool, a CO2, and just an emergency snack in there as well. You never know when you might get hungry on the trails. And then if I'm going on a longer ride, I'll chuck this Velocio ultralight trail jacket in there. It's yeah, super lightweight, so you can just scrunch it up and shove it in this top part of the frame, which is super handy if you're thinking you might get caught in the rain, or if it's going to be cold or something. So yeah, that is everything. If I've missed anything, or you want to know any more little details about the bike, let me know in the comments and I'll try and answer those. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for more videos which will be coming next week from Trans Sierra Norte in Mexico. Cheers.